her. Last month I managed to, now this was August, but last month I managed to connect with her. I went up this weekend, did a home show for her, sold just about $1,000 in product overall, but she is a waitress in the casino.
Aha! Very good.
She is interested in becoming a consultant. She's in the process of a move, so she wants to wait until she gets that done. But her potential clientele is amazing because she has this whole casino full of women, and it's awesome, just awesome. So if you have anyone that works in a large restaurant or a casino, good place to start. So I just wanted to add that little tidbit.
Thank you.
Well, Faye asked me to talk the same thing as Debbie about what I do to encourage or my consultants to invest in a larger collection. When I speak to my potential recruit, I always tell them what the business means to me, that obviously I'm in it to make money, but most importantly, or as equally as important, is that my business touches my heart. I share that with them. I share some of the experiences that I have with my ladies. And my recruits also share the need for a good supportive bra, and they know that they're not the only one out there that wants what I have to offer. I tell them that I believe every woman deserves to know that they have an option to have something other than what they're being forced to wear right now. And then I tell them about the business opportunity, about being able to purchase our product at 40% discount, the potential to make the personal purchase rebate volume. And I always start, when I talk to my potential recruit, with a $1,200 collection. Initially, nothing else is even an option. That's where I start. I suggest that they come into the business with a $1,200 professional collection. I tell them that that's about $1,200 in wholesale, and then by the time you add tax and handling it, somewhere maybe around $1,500. I tell them it would be approximately 33 bras. If we have a sale on, which we have this month, I let them know about that sale, what advantage that sale would be to them. In this case, if they buy their 33 bras, then they can buy an additional approximately 15 bras at $20 a piece. I don't tell them to buy less than the $1,200 to start with. I just tell them that this is an addition and that they could start off their business with a really fantastic inventory. And I tell them that with this inventory, they really can fit almost any woman that they will have in their inventory, what they would need to fit almost any woman that they come in contact with. That this allows them to be successful in their business. And if they indicate that that is more than they're able to do, more money than they're able to spend, I ask them how much they're comfortable investing to start their business. And then we go from there. But I always start because I believe you can't sell out of an empty wagon. And I really believe for a woman to be successful from the beginning, it's better if she has the inventory to do that. And that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you. Now, Delane, also, now you sponsor quite a number of ladies, and so now you got a casino that there's a really great potential there. Where are some of the other areas that you went and saw the people?
Well, I have gone to, as I say, the casino, a chiropractor's office, a little dress boutique here in town, and some of my clients or some of my recruits aren't doing a darn thing. And some really are. And I give my card to everyone. Last week I did a clinic in Pensacola that's about 50, 60 miles from me. And on my lunch break, it was so cold. I couldn't get warm in that Curves. And I asked the little gal at the desk where the place to go to get a cup of hot soup. And she suggested, this was in a little shopping center just down the way, 3 or 4 doors down, was a soup and sandwich shop. And I went in. When I paid my bill, I asked the lady at the register, I said, and may I give you my card? She gave it to the woman, the owner, and she said, oh, my daughter needs a bra. And we conversed a little bit. It was busy, so not much, but she has my cards. And as I sat there eating my lunch and watching, there were a lot of women come into that little deli. And they were well-dressed, working women. So I asked the owner if she would mind if I put my display rack in her store. And because she has the need herself for what I offer, she said, oh, yeah, I think we could do that. This is not a restaurant that has a ton of flyers and business cards and such. Mine is the only one there. And I did get a call last week from someone from that store that wants a fitting. So I give my card to everybody.
Well, and that's what you were just saying, is that if you give it to everybody, the averages work for you when you work the averages. In other words, some may, just like you say, you brought some consultants in. You don't get discouraged. You just keep on giving out cards. Mm-hmm. And in doing some people, and then who knows, some of your people may reactivate later. Maybe life interferes with their business, and maybe later they'll come back around again. With your enthusiasm, and you're the greatest example, Delaine. They're going to look and say, well, listen, maybe I can do this. So really, it's everybody needs our product. I mean, I always kid sometimes, and I always tell some of our people when we're in training, we're not selling fire extinguishers. Not everybody wants a fire extinguisher, but every woman wants and needs a bra. So, and color. They really do. They need color. I don't want to leave color out because it's such an important part of your life. In other words, I wouldn't go a day without putting my makeup on because it's me. That's who I am. And I think a lot of women look at it that way, too. So you got to look at it. We're so lucky to have products that women need and want, and I think that's the biggest thing. So, well, ladies, I think we're out of time, and I just can't express myself enough that Deborah and Delaine, what a wonderful job you did, and it's so great to hear stories of how, it really sounds so easy. It's not easy, and I know it's not easy, but what you did is all you went out to see the people, and that was the important thing. And, people are just waiting to be notified and be talked to. A lot of times you think, well, I better not talk to them because maybe they'll say no. Well, gee, now that's kind of a funny thing. Just talk to them. A lot of people wanted people talking to them. They don't want to be left alone and not asked to do things. Let them make a choice. Let them make a choice, yes, I'd like to. No, not right now. So you never really know. So tonight, when we talk to you about new people bring new people, by Delaine getting that casino, do you realize that opens a whole new door? The little restaurant, that opens a whole new one. Deborah with her curves, my goodness, a curve that wasn't doing well maybe could really flourish now. So, ladies, you are so lucky to have a business that can enlighten people's life and to help them towards great success. So, yes, new people bring new people, and so on and so on, and that's what grows your business. So we're excited about it, and we're excited our speakers, and we hope that you have a wonderful week. And do what Delaine does. Do what Debbie does. Talk to the people. Hand out your cards to everybody. Doesn't matter. So some might throw it away. So what? You're going to work the averages. It'll work for you if you work the averages. So have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.